Hi everybody, welcome to the Geico 15-Minute Moto Show. I'm your host, Ralph Sheheen. I love NHRA drag racing, the smell and the sound of nitro. But you know, some of the best racing you'll see anywhere at an NHRA national event is with Pro Stock Motorcycle. And that's where you'll find our good buddy, Steve Johnson. Steve, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm awesome. Thank you for having me. I get a chance to promote our category and National Hot Rod Association Camping World Series.
Yeah, it's great. Pro Stock Motorcycle is one of, as I said, one of the most exciting categories of the 4 pro categories. Oh, what is it, in your opinion, about Pro Stock Motorcycle that makes the racing so competitive?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with technology. The technology is so easy to find. Well, not easy to find, but the internet is a wonderful thing. Vance and Hines provides a lot of real fast engines for all the Suzuki people. The V-twins are like 2 cylinders off a big block Chevy cut off, and all the technology that's been with big block Chevy, they can merge into the V-twins. Hey, for those tech heads out there, a piston in a V-twin, 5¼ inch diameter, or 5½. It's incredible how big it is. So having said that, that's an interest. Now, sure, we don't have nitro, but we have ethnicity. We have so much diversity there. You can see us. We're sitting on the motorcycle. We pop the clutch at 10,000 RPMs, and we're going through 6 speeds of a transmission in 6.7 seconds. And the driver, you can see the whole time. And at the finish line, if it's me, I'm dogging out Matt Smith. And if it's Matt Smith, he's probably dogging out me. And there's the real emotion. And when you like bikes, it's easy to tie into. So most of them have gone over 200 miles an hour in 1/4 of a mile. And one of the rules are you have to be on the motorcycle when it crosses the finish line. So, you know, that's exciting to watch.
Well, there's a whole lot of reasons why you want to be on the motorcycle when it crosses the finish line at 200 miles an hour. It's way better there than sliding behind it, right? So the first thing I got to do is argue with you about this driver-rider thing, which makes me crazy in Pro Stock Motorcycle. To me, you ride a motorcycle. You drive a car. Why would you call it driving a motorcycle?
When you pull up on your motorcycle and somebody gets on the back, what are they called?
Passenger?
No, they're called a rider. You're the rider. What's the person in the front? The person in the front's not doing the same thing as the person in the back. Okay, here's one more. Everybody paying attention. Let that thing go. And you are flopping and you're going crazy. You are riding. You are a passenger. You are just doing whatever you can to hang on. On a Pro Stock motorcycle, you have to be extremely programmed and intentional to what you want to do. You have to let go of the clutch at the right time. You have to hang on to the motorcycle, throw your body forward. You're going 0 to 60 miles an hour in 1 second with no roll bar or seat belts. You have to push a button that pneumatically shifts the motorcycle into the next gear. And you do that 5 times in 1/4 of a mile. You have to scoot into the second part of the seat. And here's the one for you guys. When the front wheel's in the air for about half track and it's going to the left, Ralph, what do you do to make it come back to the right? If the front wheel's in the air.
Yeah, well, I got to shift the weight, obviously, so I'm guessing I'm using my feet.
You're about the only person that's ever answered that, because most people say they'll lean or you'll hang off the bike. Well, if you get into the windscreen, you're killing it. If you're leaning, now your tire's not flat on the ground. So that's exactly right. If it's going to the left, you push real hard on the right foot peg and it steers it back around. So still my point is these are things that you have to do as a driver. You are a driver, not a rider on a Pro Stock motorcycle.
Okay. I still don't agree, but
you're
the one that does it.
You and Larry Dixon are on the same. He's got a nitro car. He argues the same thing. I'm so impressed by everything he does except that.
So do I get a Wally then for having the correct answer?
Oh, now you've got you've got me excited. Look this. That's the last one. We won that in May at the 4 wide. We went a 672 with a 9. Got this beautiful hat, and the hat it's got winter on it. So I really love it. And we won it with this engine. So here's I don't know if you ever see this stuff on your show, but this is a monster. You can see this is a monster cylinder head. And it's got twin overhead cam, or overhead cam, 2 overhead cam, cylinder head, 16 valves. It's got it's 113 cubic inches. It's got an MSD ignition. Here's the inside of the shift drum. The drum goes in here, and the clutch. It's got a Vance and Hines crank, 6-speed overriding transmission, and it's also got some electronics. Not quite like your Formula One car, but you know, this is a measuring rear wheel speed, and this one is doing clutch speed. It's got a vacuum inlet. This will suck about 26 inches. There's a vacuum pump about here, about 26 inches of vacuum inside that engine at an idle. So it's really, really amazing that the technology that it takes. But we right now have the quickest Suzuki ever in pro stock, and we sell a t-shirt on our webpage, stevejohnsonracing.com. So if you're a true Suzuki lover, help a brother out, you know, give me some gas money.
Well, I love it, and I love the Wally, and that Wally not only signifies that you won a race this year, but also you're in the championship hunt this year. Why at this stage of your career? What's all come together that's put you in this position? You're second in the points as we sit here today?
Well, yes. My buddy George Bryce, who worked with the Monster to build that cylinder head, they talk about the leaks. And this motorcycle, in a sense, has a bunch of leaks. And the person that has the least amount of leaks is going to do the best. And we have a countdown. So we have a regular series, and it ends in Indianapolis, which is next weekend, or depending on when this airs, September, Labor Day weekend, September 1st through the 6th. But we also have a countdown, and there's 6 races after that, and that's our playoffs, just like NFL or baseball, hockey, anything like that. So the real deal is to have the least amount of leaks in this whole engine, in this whole motorcycle, the least amount of leaks and the best driver, and you're going to win the championship, which if you can't see a smile, I've raced all, 30 years to try to 30 something years to, I started, look at this. I forgot there's a picture of my truck. It's like, I used to do these, look at this truck. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Turn the phone around. There you go.
Look at this truck is like so old school. The sides rolled up, and we did bars, and we did car shows, and we did auto. I've been around long enough. I did Walmarts with John Force. I saw Bernstein once in a suit and tie. I mean, look at that. That's some crazy stuff. So it's just a lot of fun going through some of this old stuff. I began on the street in Southern California, street racing, and then we heard about Orange County, went there, and when somebody got killed at the street races, then we devoted all our time to going and trying to make it professional. And John Asher taught me about sponsors, and I got lucky enough to get hooked up with Dale Earnhardt, and he taught me about diecast. And from then on, it was 30 years, and you get to make a career out of it.
Steve, you're such an inspirational story that way, in that you've turned this basically on your own. You've created this whole Steve Johnson Racing organization, and you've made, as you said, a 30-year career out of it. You've earned all those logos on your chest. You've won Wallies. You're in the middle of a title fight. If you had to give an aspiring youngster out there a word of advice, how to chase their dream and be successful, what would you tell them?
Well, you gotta, first of all, you have to be a fan. It's going to be I'll save that one for last. First of all, you have to network. You just have to be a person that people, as corny as it may be, they want to help you, because you can't do it alone unless your dad's rich or your family's rich or something. And mine weren't. You just have to do stuff, that you can engage people at help, because you need so much. You need engine device. You need engine advice. You need you need all kinds of come on, baby. You need all kinds of advice on hotels and how to manage your team. buying insurance. I mean, look, you need obviously all of these things, the infrastructure here. I had a lot of help building this shop, and it's a dream. Born and raised in California, and then coming to Birmingham to build a shop, chase a girl, and I kind of lost her, but now she's with two. Now she's two wheels, but. You really have to have some tenacity. I barely know what that word means, but it's really a lot of drive. I sleep here at the shop a lot of times, and just wake up and start in the morning. No shower, no nothing. And so Jock's been here. Jock did a 24 days on a ventilator with COVID, and we shut down the shop. I shut down the shop and went to ICU and sat with him and talked with him, rubbed his feet. I mean, I did anything corny you could imagine, but when it's somebody's life and it's somebody that you really care about and love, you do those kinds of things. And I think that relates a lot to being successful in motorsports, or really in any kind of career. You can't give up, because then you get what you get.
Yeah, it's impressive and amazing to follow. Okay, as we get ready to, as you said, get into the countdown and go after this championship, you talked about the leaks on the performance of the motorcycle, but there's a variety of tracks in there as well. If you had to say what's going to make the difference out of the driver, what's it going to be? Is the old wily veteran got a few tricks up his sleeve, or is there a venue where you feel like you're really going to be strong?
I think as much as I'd like to have the self-confidence to be able to say we're gonna tear their throats out, I think it's really the motorcycle. Having the confidence that the motorcycle is right gives me the confidence to ride the motorcycle right. And I keep going back to that. And I know the fans love to see the horsepower and stuff like that, but in our class, it's no roll bar, no seat belts. You just the driver, the rider, whatever you want to say, is so important. Reaction time is so important. Hitting all your shift points. We actually let go of the handlebars just a little tiny bit in 5th and 6th gear. So you're not scrubbing the speed off. So you're always on your target straight down the track. But if it's crabbing just a little bit, you can let go of the handlebars just a little bit and let the bike kind of do what it wants to do at 190, 200. And I feel like that just gives it that extra little penny. Dave Schultz used to always talk about enough pennies make a dollar, so that's something that I want to do. And I think it really comes down to Matt Smith's got 3 or 4 championships. Vance and Hines, they've got all the resources on the planet. There's all kinds of other teams out there that could ruin your day. So it's really it's the worst answer, but it's the only one I can think of. It's all going to rely on me. Jock does a great job, and the bike's prepared. We got good power. I just have to do my job. If I do my job right for 6 races, we're going to be really happy.
If you win this thing, what's it going to mean to you?
Oh my gosh. I talked about those trophies or those hats. Well, after all these years, wherever that hat, after $8 million in 30 something years, actually it's more than $8 million, but it's like each one of those hats represents about 1.2 million or something like that. We've only won 7 times, but I used to tell everybody, if we could win, I'd get a white picket fence, I'd get married, have kids, and I'd start my career again. But I don't know. For me, my initiative in life is to give back to young people and to talk to them about chasing a career and a dream and having the tools to be able to do that. So it's your personal brand. So back to the person that's going to be successful in pro stock motorcycles or anything in life, you have to have a great personal brand to get through all the things that are going to be thrown at you. But for me, I could take that championship along with the wins at Indy and be able to tell young people, these are the steps that I feel are important. You got to eat right. You got to sleep right. All the things that you need to do to be successful. And the 3 things from Tony Robbins. And those 3 things can make you rich, can make you win a championship in pro stock motorcycles, or probably even get you 15% off on Geico insurance.
Well
It
done,
doesn't
my
take a lot of
friend.
research to figure that out.
That's well done. Way to play it. You know how to handle those sponsors, and that's why you got all those logos on your shirt. Steve Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, best of luck getting this title. I know it would mean everything in the world to you.
Yeah, it really would. It's you got to go in today's world. You got to go way past what everybody else is doing. And I'll tell you, I had that picture of us in we put a motorcycle in an elevator. Okay. And so in the elevator, I don't know. Yeah, there it is. You can see it, to do a press conference. So you got to dig deep and be a fantastic human being. Chase the dream with all the passion.
All right, buddy. We'll see you at the races real soon. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. The world of Steve Johnson, and what a crazy world it is to get into the middle of. Cheer him on as he chases his title with the NHRA through the rest of the season all the way to Las Vegas. That'll wrap up this episode of the Geico 15-Minute Moto Show. I'm your host, Ralph Sheheen. We'll have another one for you next week right here on Speed Sport. See you soon.